Hello there peeps, back again. I had a little mooch about last night. I found some good stuff. Found this lovely old brass tap. Well, it's not old, well it is old because it's, well, it's not new. So I believe this is a brass tap. I shall get my hacksaw out and have a look at that later. That's quite nice, chunky. Couple of kilos there, 5-6 quid, can't grumble. Some circuit boards, nothing special. Got a few chips on them. It's mainly switching. I'd say this is probably a light control board. Mid-grade, just about. Only just. What else did we get? A battery from a disability scooter. Lead acid by the weight of that. So I shall have a go and see, because it came with a charger, so I shall have a look. See if I can't re-battery that. What else we got? Oh, an FKI Taurus automatic thermal overload protection, 4 amp charger. Don't know if it works, but these are pretty generic, and I've got 3 Selmars, one in a box that I don't even use, so I'll just have the wash it out of that, the coil, the windings out of it, and strip that. Some cable, part of a wheel tracking device. Steel and aluminium. I'll take that apart for the alley at some later point. Did we get our sticky little bits on? Packet of Hershey bars, anybody? Still sealed, still in date. Been giving it to the kids on the estate. The box was still sealed. It was inside a box of open ones, so I don't know why they threw them away. But the kids on the estate have been munching on them. I love them. Of course, it's a bit dodgy when you ask kids if they want sweeties. At least they didn't ask me if they wanted to buy any. What else have we got? A load of balls. Or globes. Depends how you want to be. 240 volt. Halogen globes. Full of water, which is no doubt why they've been chucked. They've been used outside. So there's a shed load of cable. Ooh, stinky water. They'll get chopped up. Nice bit of cable. Suits me, sir. And what else did I get? This. Yep. An air rifle. With a barrel missing. I don't know whether somebody had lost the barrel. It just screws on. It's comes with, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this out. It was hard enough getting it out when I first brought it back last night. Ooh, you see that? It comes with a cartridge system. You load it up with a stack of pellets, and then you just keep so I might have to go online, see if I can buy a barrel for this. It's only plastic. It's not. I'm not thinking it's going to be terribly expensive. But well, I haven't got an air rifle. Well, I have. I've got a. I did have an air rifle. I lost it in my last yard. The security guard who lived on the yard went crackers and stole it. It was during the riots. He didn't like it very much. He went a bit mad. I see there's a cut. You load that up in there. I think you can get at least 10, I would think, in there, and it spins round, and you load up another 10, 20, 30, 40. You can get about 40 shots in there, and I would assume it automatically revolves around and keeps reloading. Never seen one like that before. I don't know what the name is. It hasn't got a maker's name on it. I assume it's for range shooting. I don't even know whether it's a 2.2 or a 1.77. It probably needs stripping down and fixing. But unfortunately, I spent a good couple of hours looking for the barrel, and it wasn't there. Which is a shame. Doesn't seem to be producing an awful lot of gas power. I'll stick a barrow. I might take it apart, reseal it. It'll go on the wall. It's nice and orange anyway, so at least I'm probably not going to get pulled over by the armed police for having it. I just like the bolt action. It reminds me of a Ford Type E gearbox. Not something you find every day in the scrap. Better than nothing. Now all I've got to do is go and spend money on buying a bleeding barrel. Just what I needed. Another bloody project. Nice brass bolts there. Go in the brass. Anyway, that's all I'm going to do today, peeps. I'm going to strip this out. Get these off. These flexible pipes. They're alright. I prefer it to get proper copper pipes on it because then I'll be making more money out of it. But, fortunately, just down the road from where I picked this up, I came across, I'm sure you can hear it, although you can't see it yet, I came across a buttload of copper pipe. When I say a buttload, it has to be a pretty big butt because there's twice as much of this in the 17 and, making a noise, a big old run of 22mm. This was all covered in insulation, so I'll show you how I get the insulation off. I think I've still got one here that's a bit dirty. To get the insulation off, all I used, you can see the insulation there at the end, that green stuff, it's not corrosion, it's just insulation. Back end of a saw, little wood saw, make an horrible noise that sets your teeth on edge. That cleans the insulation up, takes most of that off. Then what I use is what I've lost because I've taken it around the garage to my boy's ST so I can paint his grill. I've got some of that, it's like Brillo pad, oh here it is, this. You get it in red, grey and green. You use it for rubbing down paintwork on a car, it's Scotch Brite. Couple of minutes rubbing like that. I mean, I could carry on for another 10 minutes and make it into bright and shiny. As you can see, it takes that, it's the glue from where they stick on the insulation. There's a little patch of it there, can you see that? Just wrap this round it, give it a couple of turns and it comes off. If you sat there for long enough you could turn this into bright and shiny, but my place just does number one, number two, it doesn't do bright and shiny. So that's number one. With the glue on it and the insulation, it was number two. It's now number one. There's a few other bits and pieces. Where are we? There you can see. They'll allow that. It's just a little stain from where the insulation was glued on it. They use like a double-sided sticky tape and it leaves a little bit of residue. There's quite a heavy bit there, as you can see. That takes it off. Enough to the point where the scrapyard really isn't going to be bothered. They know it's glue and not corrosion. In fact, I could scrape it off a bit better with the back of the saw. But you don't want to spend too much time on it because I'm only going to get number one for it anyway, so there's no point in me shining it all up so it's like that all over just to get the same price. So I ended up with about 30 foot of 17mm and 12 foot of 22mm. Mustn't grumble. Or is it that way around? Oh, it's that way around, isn't it? Oh God. Switching between here and the ambulance is a nightmare, trust me. Well, should I pick up a little 12 volt TV? I haven't tested it yet because it's got a weird power socket on it. It came with this nice little magnetic TV aerial. I mean, even if the TV doesn't work, the TV aerial is going to come in handy in the ambulance. Well, it won't. I'll be able to stick it to the roof rack. I won't be able to stick it to the ambulance because the ambulance is aluminium. Also, while I was out, I picked up a brand new sink drain. I've put it together and thrown the packet away because the packet was split. I didn't want to lose the bits. So there's that. There's your plug, all brand new. And what I'm going to do is, I've got lots and lots of aluminium pans, cooking pans, round ones, square ones. I'll pick which one fits my cabinets best. I should drill a hole in the middle, fit my own drain and overflow. And see, it's not been put together properly yet, it's just pushed together. But that goes on there and that goes up for the overflow pipe at the back of the, whatever height I want to do it, whatever I put it in. All I've got to do is drill 2 holes. And there's the scrap pan for all the bits in my camper again. I mean, it's not a lot of money, but I counted it up the other day, and on my ambulance I've spent, including the solar panels, we're not including the solar charger because it hasn't arrived yet, although I've paid for it, I've spent in the region of £500, and I won't spend more than £1,000, including car batteries, full solar installation by the time I'm finished, because everything that's going in that van is come from the scrap, apart from solar panels, solar charger and the batteries. I've got enough batteries to solar power my entire garage, but that's what I like about scrapping. Not so much making the money, it's saving the money on the parts. I've been saving up to make that ambulance for years. So anyway, that's that for today. I've got some laptop batteries I've got to strip here, so I can make up some 18650s. I guarantee out of these there'll be no more than 2 dead batteries in every pack, and I'll have some Dell ones, Sony ones. Sony will use Sony batteries. This is some dodgy aftermarket Chinese one that'll probably use Linglong batteries or something starting with or ending in the word fire, which I don't really use. Dell usually use Samsung batteries. There'll be some good batteries inside here, and I'll take them out, charge them up individually and put them in my pack. I've literally got 50 or 60 18650 batteries sitting indoors. I resell battery packs with them. I recently resold this. It was originally it was a 1200 watt 1200 amp hour battery, which only had 600 amp hour in it. It's from EE, it's one of them free ones to give away. I put a Samsung laptop battery in it that was 3000 milliamp hours, that was down to 2600 milliamp hours, so I basically doubled its size, and I use it for charging my phone. It's also got a torch on the end of it. Oh, an SOS. But there you go, I carry that in my jacket all the time in case my phone ever goes dead. And I've got double the battery life out of there simply by taking a battery out of one of these laptop batteries. The original lighting system here in the garage, which still works. The blue lighting system, that's run from a USB battery bank that I resold with 4 matching batteries, all Samsung, 2450 odd milliamp hours each. So it's a genuine 10,000 milliamp hour power pack that was originally sold as an 8,000 milliamp hour power pack, but was only actually in reality a 4,000 milliamp hour battery pack, because it's one of them cheap battery packs, use cheap batteries. Resold it with decent batteries from laptops. It lasts forever and a day. You get like 10 phone charges out of it instead of the 3 you used to get. It's now bigger than it was actually advertised for, and 3 times as big as what it actually was. All from these laptop batteries. Split them open, take the batteries out, check them, charge them up, discharge them, charge them again. Well, what I'll do is, first of all, if they're over 2 volts, I'll charge them up to 3.6 to 3.8 volts. Let them sit for a month. If they haven't dropped any more than 0.1 of a volt, I'll put them through a test cycle. I'll discharge them, fully charge them, fully discharge them to get the milliamp hour rating of the battery. I'll write that on the battery, then I'll charge it back up to 3.6 volts, which is storage voltage, and I'll stick it in a box. A year later, I'll get round to using them for whatever project it is. I know I store them at 3.6 volts. As long as they haven't dropped below 3.4, I'll put them in whatever the project is, because whatever the project is, they're going to get used. And if they've only lost 0.2 of a volt over a year's storage, they're going to be fine for a project that's used all the time. Be it, I've got like a USB powered sign it lights up and you put letters in it. It's just on my wall, so rather than have it plugged in all the time into a wall socket, I bought a battery bank, or I got a battery bank in the scrap that was knackered, put new batteries in it. That's now sitting inside it. It's self-powered. If I want to charge it up, I plug it in and charge it up. I can leave it switched on the wall, and I'll get a month running time out of it instead of having it plugged into the wall. It's just hanging on the wall, running off its own battery pack. I charge the battery pack up, it takes 4 hours, it runs for a month. All out of these things. Loads of different things. I've got models, Star Wars models. I've got a BB-8 that talks. I think you might have seen it on one of the earlier vids when I first did the wire stripper. That's run from a 18650 lithium ion battery pack inside that I fitted. It used to have 3 AAA batteries in there, which run at 3.6 nominal voltage. I run it off one lithium ion 18650. I could put 3 or 4 in there. It's lighter, it lasts longer, there's more power in it. It's the same voltage. It's just messing about. It's just using these parts for something. I like to sit indoors, and I'm not taking mobile phones apart. I'm building silly little projects. I've even got a 22-inch X-Wing that at the moment I'm lighting using an 18650 with a small little battery control, a small little BMS running for a single battery, and it lights up the gun lights and it lights up the engines, and it just runs off one battery. And I've built the whole thing myself. All I did was buy one of them Christmas tree light sets, paint the bulbs with some nail varnish so they're different colours, laid them inside the toy. It's a 22-inch Hasbro toy. Took it apart. It's still a toy, but it now lights up and does bits and pieces. It's got a little on-off switch underneath it. I've done things like I've took a Hasbro lightsaber apart, and I've built it into a lamp for my mate. I've still got to finish it, but when you switch the lamp on, it goes zoom, like the lightsaber, and then it crackles for a while. And what I've done with that, because it's a 5-volt lamp that runs off a USB lead, I've just simply put the module inside from the lightsaber, which ran off 3 AAAs, which is 3 AAAs equals the same as 18650 lithium ion. So I've now got it running from the 5 volts inside that runs the lamp, because it's an LED lamp and it runs off 5 volts. As I say, USB lead, not a mains lead to it, so it goes to a wall charger. So when you switch it on, it energises and it sits there and it makes the sound, and then it crackles for a couple of seconds and it switches off. And when you switch it off, it does the as a lightsaber switching off. It's just all controls out of a child's toy put into a lamp. It's from my best mate John. I've been making it for 2 years. I really should get round to it, but I've moved recently and lost most of the parts for it. So I might show you a picture of that and my Star Wars collection when I get around to it. I might not. I think I'm boring you enough with these videos, at least the 20 odd people that watch them anyway. I appreciate the 20 people that do watch them, and I'm up to 58 subscribers. If you minus at least 8 of those for my family that watch, that's at least 50 subscribers. I'm quite surprised anybody wants to listen to me talk. I don't even want to listen to me talk. I talk rubbish most of the time, as I'm sure most of you have noticed. Anyway, peeps, that's enough talking rubbish. I'm running out of breath. The asthma's starting to kick in. I'll catch you later. Ta-ra, peeps. Well, I thought some of you might be interested in what's inside these. This is that Sony power package from that Vio laptop I broke the other week. You open them up. Here you'll see glued in is 6 18650 batteries. Somewhere in here, out there and there, you can see that. Right, that circuit board there. That will be the charge controller, the battery management system. See if we can get these batteries out without shorting anything out. They may all be dead. I don't know because I haven't tested them yet. Usually what happens is once they drop below a safe voltage, because one of the batteries is dead, the battery management system switches off and your laptop won't work anymore. It's not because the batteries are dead, it's because the battery management system is protecting the battery pack from any more drainage, shall we say. Because if they go too low and then you try to charge them up, that's when these things start catching fire. They're not inherently dangerous, but if you run them too low, anything below sort of 2 volts, and then try and charge them up, you have to charge them very, very slowly. Anyway, this is the battery pack inside. I assume they're all in series, so it'll be 3.5, 7. They'll call this other. It's weird because in most packs, they always go by the nominal voltage, which is the middle voltage of their range, and they'll say 3.6 per cell. So that'll be 7.2, 14.8, 22 volts. So that's probably a 22 volt battery. If I had my reading glasses, I'd read the packet and tell you, but I haven't got my reading glasses on. So it's probably a 22 volt battery. But that's a nominal voltage, that's dead in the middle. When these are fully charged, they're 4.2 volts, which is 8.4, which is 25.2 volts. It's like when you get the 18 volt drill batteries. They'll say to you they're 18 volt, but they're not. They're 5 of these, so they're 22 volt when they're fully charged, and when they're empty, which is about 3 volts each, they'll be 15 volts. But they always sort of pick it in the middle. But they don't always do that. Some will say 22 volt battery, some will say 18 volt battery, some will say 20 volt battery, but they're all the same battery range. People just seem to, I think what it is, somebody started off saying, oh, this is a nominal voltage of 17 volts, and then someone's gone, well, we'll call it 18 volts because it does operate at 18 volts. And then someone else said, oh, we'll call it 20 volts because it does operate at 20 volts. Because obviously, as your battery diminishes, the voltage goes down. So you can pick anywhere in between the empty value and the full value. With a lithium ion, the empty value, 2.5's about as far as you want to go. 2 volts, it's iffy whether or not you can save them. 3 volts is a nice safe margin. When you charge them up, you take them to 4.1 or 4.15 volts, and that's a safe margin. It will give you a longer life. If you run these between 4 and 3 volts, it gives them their best life expectancy you can get. Anywhere past that, you're starting to push your luck. It's like a lead acid battery in your car. If you run it below 12 volts, you're starting to damage it. You're going to get sulfation inside of it, and you can put it through a desulfator and you can bring it back to life, but it will never be 100% again. So a lot of these batteries, where they've sat flat, as in this battery management system has decided that one of them has gone below 2 volts and it will switch off like a relay, click, you won't be able to use it anymore. Your laptop won't work at all. You think, oh, my battery's flat, and it's not, just one of these has gone below 2 volts. Now if you're lucky, you'll find that one that's gone below 2 volts, and all the rest will be 3.5 volts, which is a nice safe voltage for them to sit at. Then you've got 5 good batteries which you can use. Or you can pull them apart and you can replace one of the batteries. The trouble then is you really need to recharge all these batteries and test their milliamp hours, because you don't want a weak battery. You want them as balanced as you can get. This has probably got a battery, well, it will have a battery balancing system in it. So if you get another battery of a similar make and a similar code on it, these are, I haven't got my reading glasses, I don't know why I'm bothering. I don't even know what make these are. GE, is that? No, I can't remember. I should wear reading glasses. Or actually, I've got a magnifying glass here somewhere out of that overhead projector. SE US 18650 GR. Doesn't say what manufacturer they are, but usually these green ones are Samsung and the pink ones are Sony. Or is it the other way around? What battery is this? These will be Sony's because they're in a Sony battery pack. So these will be Sony's, and pinks are normally Samsung. But there you go, it says SE on it. So you can search on the web and see who they're made by. This is how you can, if you can get the battery pack apart without destroying the actual outside casing, which you usually can't, you can quite easily just cut one of these batteries out. Don't pull the tabs off. Cut the tab there and then resolder it. Bit of heat shrink, and you've got yourself a new battery pack.